Hello, comrades, brothers and sisters. My name is Michael Pröbsting. I'm the International Secretary of the Revolutionary Communist International Tendency, RCIT. Today, May Day 2020, we are here in the center of Vienna. Behind me, you see the so-called Rathausplatz. That's the central square in the center of Vienna, where every year on May Day you have large rallies organized by the Social Democratic Party, trade unions, etc. Exactly at this place where we are, since 1945, tens of thousands of people have gathered together. 20, 40, 50, 70,000 sometimes people. As you can see today, it's a bit different. You see a few dozen people. Why is this the case? It is the case because the Social Democratic Party, the trade unions, they all have cowardly retreated and have stopped organizing any public activity, except online, any public activity on the streets on May Day. And not only the Social Democratic Party, also the Stalinists, the so-called Communist Party, also the various Orthodox Stalinists, etc., they all have cancelled their demonstrations. Here is a rally organized by a few progressive organizations in this central place, because the Social Democratic Party has stopped organizing a rally, so we can have the place. The only positive thing about this. But it's a political symbol, and it reflects a tendency which is not only the case in Austria, but all over the world. The picture which you see here is unfortunately also the case in many other cities in the world. The international workers' movement, the reformist leadership, the Social Democrats, the Stalinists, many so-called Trotskyists, they all are retreating. They all support the lockdown policy. They all support stay home, stay home, stay home, in a time where the worst economic slump since 1929 is taking place. Millions and millions of workers are thrown into poverty. Many poor are becoming even poorer. We have around the globe massive attacks on democratic rights. The police and the military, the whole state apparatus is rapidly expanding its surveillance methods, its executive powers, etc., etc. In short, we are in the midst of a global counter-revolutionary wave with massive attacks on workers' rights in workplaces, wage cuts, attacks on democratic rights, etc., etc. And in addition to all this, a huge health crisis. Capitalism is very visible for everyone in its deepest crisis since ever. And millions of people are paying the price for it. It is a time like this where it would be so urgent that the international workers' movement mobilizes and fights for its rights. But unfortunately, all these social Bonapartists, all these reformists and centrist and populist leaderships, they all support the lockdown policy and refuse to fight under the cover of the pandemic. The pandemic is a real danger, but it has to be fought with expanding the health service under workers and popular control. How can you achieve this? Only by mobilizing on the street, not by begging. Begging leads to nothing. We have to fight on the streets, we have to organize. And in order to do this, we have to break down the lockdown regime, we have to break down the state Bonapartist and chauvinist regimes. This is the perspective condensed in a few sentences of the RCIT, and we are launching international initiatives in order to fight together with other organizations for such a perspective, and we hope that it will be possible, as soon as possible, to organize a counter-offensive against these lockdown regimes. Long live May Day, long live socialism, long live the international struggle of the workers and oppressed.